Hi, good evening, everyone. I hope you all are doing good. And welcome to those who have been a part of this boot camp for the last 5 days. And also a very warm welcome to those who have joined this for the first time today. Okay, so yeah, I would be taking up some of your questions first. Like you can post that in the chat. I will be going through them. So yeah, hi, hello Piyush. Hi Himanshu. Piyush is asking why the assignment was different on website. Okay, so actually the assignment which I gave was like a kind of an image, right, which I wanted you to follow. So that was actually not allowed to be uploaded on the Let's Upgrade portal. So that's why it was different. Anyways, you can just try to like create what I created live in the class yesterday. So that would be good enough if you try to do that. Okay, hi, good evening. Hi, hello. So Rizwan is asking what will be the project. So the project that I'm thinking to cover is a portfolio website. I'll show you. I'll have like give you a look on that. Then Thangabadian is asking position property. So position property actually will take an entire class. So I don't have any like timelines scheduled for that. So I won't be covering that in this 5 days essential bootcamp. For learning position property more in detail, you can take our full stack developer classes. Okay. Then Piyush is saying, sir, आज कोई अच्छा सा website बनाओ. So like I will try my best to complete a website today, but considering we have a time constraint of only 1 hour, I will be creating as much as possible. The rest I will leave to you guys to do it. Right? Just give me a minute. Okay. Um, Fine then. Amit Tiwari is asking how to get certificate. So I would ask the moderator to please answer this question about the certificate. Okay, so let's start with the project only. What is scheduled for today? And actually, we have very limited time, and that's a big project actually to be covered. So let me start with presenting my screen. Um, I have shared my screen. Let me know when it is visible. Um, okay, is my screen visible to all? Yeah, it is. Okay. So let's just start. The project that I would be taking up today is this particular website. Like this is the portfolio website that I'm talking about. So if you have a look, this is how it is. Okay. So what do you guys suggest? Is it like good enough to continue as a project? Okay. And this is a complete responsive website. So if you see the mobile version of it, it like looks somewhat like this. Then we have your scrolling cards over here, right? So this is the project that I'm thinking to cover. Okay. So yeah, if you guys are all good with this, then I'll start. Um, okay, most of you are saying yes. Then Anandi is telling I don't have a laptop. So I so you can like go through the lectures and try it later. Okay, fine. Let's start with it then. Okay. So actually, I've already created this, but I'll be starting up from scratch for you guys. So let's just create a new folder over here. Uh, I'll name it as portfolio. Okay, and I'll open this folder in my VS Code. Okay, so I'll be creating a new file over here, and I'll choose the language as HTML. I'll save it as index.html. Fine. So the very first thing that I'll be doing is like writing the boilerplate code, right? I'll remove this portion from here. Then I'll give it the title portfolio. I'll give it the title my portfolio, right? Now the things that I'll be starting with, very first I want the header. Okay, so I'll go there and I'll put the header, and I'm thinking to write the styles inline. Shall I do that or shall I have a different file for that? Uh, let's have a different file itself for that. So select a language. I'm selecting CSS, saving it. I'll name it as style.css. Right. I'll import it over here. So to import it, simply link rel is equal to style sheet and then href equals to dot slash style.css, right? So yeah, so this is I have done. Now in my style.css, what I'll do is I'll make the body of some different color. So I'll give background color to it as hash ef. Okay. So now coming to my header, I want like ULLI inside that to create my like header elements. So ULLI first would be I like to have home. Okay. After that, I want to have education. Let's say education. Then let's say I want to have the third column as uh, work history, okay, or employment history. You can change it as you like. Okay, then the fourth thing I want to like is projects. Okay, then the fifth thing I would like to add is what say recommendations, like that kind of thing, recommendations, right? So yeah, so I have added all these things. Let's just once open and see how my website is like how it is coming out. So it is coming like this, right? Now to change the design, what I'll do is I'll give header and I'll give background color of hash FFF to it, like white color. This is the code for white color. Okay, and also the body I'll give padding as 0 and margin as 0. Okay, and here I'll give the width 100%. Okay, so now if I see I have my header over here, but still I see something. Okay, yeah, so that ul now I'm going to style my ulli. So I'm not giving a class right now, so simply I am styling it over here only. So display, first thing I will change it to inline, so inline block. So if I do that, it comes in like this. Okay, by default padding I'll make it as 0 and margin I'll make it as 0 for this. don't think so it is affecting. Let's just do one thing. Margin 0, padding 0. Yeah, it sticks to the top now. Now, in my li, I would like to give padding of 20 px throughout. So yeah, it looks better now. Okay. So now other thing that I would like to add is cursor pointer. So yeah, now we have our header sort of ready. Okay. Now the next thing I would like to cover is the side nav, like this side nav. Okay. So let's create the side nav very fast. So you guys are following, right? Uh, yeah, fine. So the header is completed. Now I would be doing the side nav. So for side nav, I will be simply creating a div and I'll give it the class name side nav, right? So in my side nav, I will be creating again ULLI. So it's better I give this ULLI some classes. Actually, otherwise it will create an issue. So class header UL. Let's keep it like that, and I'll do is dot header UL and li. That. So it works. So now I'll create another UL inside this. Class is equal to side nav UL, and I'll create li inside this. So my li would be actually this side nav doesn't have. Okay, so okay, wait, let's just add the display picture first here. Like, uh, first one thing I'll add is div class dp. Okay, so yeah, so dp. So now I'll just to show you guys what I'll do is first dot side nav. I'll give width 15%, background color hash fff again, and then another thing that I would like to add is height. So height I will make 100% of viewport height, like that. Let's refresh. Yeah, so side nav comes in like that, right? uh, Now the next thing I would like to add over here is dot dp. So dot dp, what I'll do is background color or background image I can give. So first let's adjust the width and height. So width 200 px, height 200 px, then margin 0 auto. Okay, then background and the border radius I would like to give, so to make it round, so 50%. Let's see how it comes, and also background color to check if it is coming fine or not. Yeah, so it is coming, like the size is kind of big. Let's reduce it. So let's make it 100 by 100 pixels actually. Okay. So yeah, it now looks kind of better. We have this like display picture portion over here. Below this, I will create a div to have your name. Okay, then educational qualification. So another div class is equal to personal details. Okay, So personal details, first I would like to create a P. So name, I'll I'm typing just your name like that. Okay. After that, I'll create another P. I'll give it what another thing that we need to have is name and designation, I guess, right? Yeah. So designation. So designation, right? So now if I go and refresh, yeah, so it comes in like that. Let's move it to the center. So personal details, dot personal details, text align center, right? So now it comes in like this, right? So yeah, this is done. After that, let's add a horizontal line to like give some look. So for that, we have this HR tag. So HR. So this comes in as a horizontal line over here. If you want to style this HR, you can do it. Okay. So now going further, another thing that we have here is like other personal details such as age, residence, address. So I'll add that. So div class is equal to um, other details, right? So in other details, I have a P that would be age something like let's say 24. Mm, address, let's say Delhi, like that I'm adding. Okay. And then we have residence. Okay. Let's just keep these two things only. Unnecessary. Let's don't increase it. So yeah, let's move them. I don't think so. Like moving them to the center is required. Let's just give this other details a margin from the left. So dot other details. So margin left 20 px. So yeah, it's fine. Like we can have it like that. Like depends on your address. Like it would be long, so it would look fine. Okay. So now another thing is like after this, I'll again add an HR. Okay. So now if you refresh, I got another portion. So now below it, I have your like languages portion, then skills, then all these, right? So let's create those. So div class is equal to, let's say, skills. I'll create one, rest you all can create on your own. So for that, again, we can have like, let's say HTML, and you can say proficient in that. Okay. Similarly, CSS and those things. CSS, then JavaScript. Okay, yeah. So kind of like that. So this is dot skills, right? So dot skills again. I'll give margin left 20 px. Okay. So yeah, it comes in like this. Then again a chart tag. Yeah. So your side nav is a like kind of ready. Okay. So I hope you like guys understood how you will be building it. I'm not going much into detail because otherwise the class would extend more than what I have time. So okay. So let's just keep it till here. Now I will be working on your like main body part. Okay. So you see the main body part first of all has this your intro box. Okay, so let's just create this intro box. So, so let's your header is done, your side nav is done. So to do that, your side nav and your this should be residing in a display flex box actually. So flex display class container again. So container, and this should be ending at the end after this. Okay, so now I'll give dot container as display flex, display flex. Okay, uh, and Now, uh, this is my side nav. Okay. No, this will, okay. And this would be my, where is my side nav closing? Okay. This is my side nav closing, right? So now after that, I will have a div class is equal to body. So don't get confused with body. So instead of body, we'll have main. Okay. So I gave it as main. So let's write something, my content. Let's see how it is coming along. Yeah, so this my content comes here, right? So yeah, there's this is where I need to work on now. So what I'll add is div is equal to intro, a div with the intro. So for that, I'll style this intro. So dot intro, I'll give margin 0 auto to center it, background color again white. Okay, then width 600 px, height 500 px. Okay, let's see. It comes fine. But I see that it is not being centered. Why? Let's check that. Display lock. Strange. Margin left auto. Um, Shaik is telling no sound. Am I not audible? Hello. Am I audible? Can you guys hear me? Okay. Okay. For few people, I was not audible, so yeah, no issues. Margin left auto, margin right again auto. But I see it is not shifting. What might be the issue? Let's see here. Uh, okay. Okay, so I haven't given any width to main. So let's just give width to main, then it would work. So main width should be 15 and then 85%. That is the rest of the part. Yeah, so now it works. So now, yeah, this is done. Let's make it 80% of this, not 80, 60 or 75% of what we have. Yeah, so kind of looks okay, right? So now inside this I want all these things like the text and all those things. So let's just give it some padding as well. So let's just reduce it height and give some padding. So padding I would like to give all around 50 px all around. Okay, so now if I'll add some text into this, so intro I'll give h1 tag. So in my h1 tag, what I'll do is I'll add hi, I am Ryan. Okay, let's save it and let's see how it comes out. So yeah, so it comes out like that. Let's just copy this whole sentence and we'll use this. This you can actually replace, and also this full stack is yellow in color, right? So for that, what we can do is we can add a span over here, and inside that we can put this full stack, and I'll give a class is equal to yellow. Let's say like that I'm giving yellow. You can give it anything you wish. So dot yellow, I would like to give color, font color would be again your yellow, right? So if you go and refresh, but this yellow is not looking good. So instead of yellow, let's make it Dodger blue. So yeah, so Dodger blue, yeah. So this looks better. Okay. So to like bring it in, like it is taking like coming in a single line, to bring it in stacked one below another. What to do is like I can this is in my intro h1, right? So in my intro, I can create another div. So div class is equal to basic. Let's just give it basic. Okay. So inside this, I can cut and paste it. So cut that and paste it over here. And next thing I can do is dot basic. I can give width, limited width. Let's say 20% of what we have, right? But it is less. Let's try 40%, right? Still better, but let's reduce it 30%. Then the full name is not coming properly. Let's make it 35%. Yeah, so it's better now, right? So this is done. After that, I can have some like dummy text over here, like we have over here. I'll use the same dummy text. You all can add the text as and what you require. So if I go over here, and then after this is done, I'll press enter, and in the p tag only I give this dummy text. So I refresh, yeah, so that the dummy text comes in, right? After that, I want a button, so that says hire me, right? So on click of this button, let's say you can like allow the user to download your resume or whatever. So yeah, we can add this button over here. So inside your basic only, after this you can add a button. So button class is equal to hire me. Okay, so I'll write the text hire me, right? So I'll style it dot hire me. I'll give background color again Dodger blue. Border I'll give none. Width I will give let's say 100 px. Height I will give let's say 30 px. Okay, let's see how it looks. It's small. Let's make it a little bit big. So 120 by 40. Yeah, so it looks fine. Let's just also give cursor pointer and color white, text color white. Yeah, so looks fine. If you want, you can add some border radius. So border radius 10 px. Let's give it. So yeah, it looks better. This button looks better now, right? Uh, okay. So you guys are following, right? The way which I'm building this project, or any doubts? So fine. If you are following, then it's well and good. So in my main, I had a intro. So in intro, I had a basic. Then after basic, I'll have a div class my image. Okay, so my image will contain imgsrc something. Okay, I'll 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 add it. So for that, like for them to appear next to each other, I'll give intro a display flex. So intro, I'll again give display flex, right? And then my image. Okay, so the intro had basic. Basic was with 35%. So dot my image would be with 65%, right? Okay, so now let's add some image. Okay, so in my index.html image src, what I'll do is I already have some image in my system. So what I'll do is I'll go here and I'll use the same image actually. So yeah, in my portfolio I had src. So here I had that image. I guess your image one is the one, or let's see if it is the one. I'm not sure. Yeah, this is the one, right? So now it is coming like this. Let's just align it properly. So I see this is the my image. So my image width is given 65%, right? Mm, I don't know. So let's give this also some class. Class I'm giving my img this time to this. So dot my img, I will give width 200 px, like 200 would be too small. Let's give 400, and height I would like to give it 200 px. Let's see how it is coming along. It's too small. Let's adjust it. So let's make it 400 and let's make it 800, 700, let's say. Fine. Let's adjust it. So now let's give it some margin top minus 50 px. Let's see if it is moving. Yeah, it moves and it looks quite good over here. So it is fitting perfectly now. So yeah, let's use the same image. Okay, so the next thing that I would like to do, like one section is completed now. uh, I see the width of this container is more. Let's try to reduce the width of this. So for that I'll do is this was my intro, right? So intro width 75%. So instead of 75, let's make it 65. So yeah, so now it looks better, right? Like it's kind of covering, right? Now let's create another div below it. That would be our education section, right? So for that, what I'll do is I'll go here where my this intro is ending. Yeah, here intro ends, right? So I'll create a new div class is equal to section. So this will be my education section. So h1 education, right? So now if I go and refresh, yeah, education comes in here, right? But I want, like, this is div class section, right? So I want text align to be centered. So dot section text align center, right? Now it is centered, correct? So the next thing I'll proceed is, like, I'll add some dummy text as they have added over here. So let's use the same dummy text. So for that, after education, I'll have a p tag, and in my p tag, I'll paste this, I'll refresh, and it comes in. But I again see that it is taking some, like, space, but I want it to be like stacked. So for that, what I can do is I can give class, or yeah, I can give class to this only. So edu, I'm giving simple class edu. So dot edu, what I'll do is I'll give width 300 px, and other thing I'll give is opacity. Opacity is one of the property that makes the text look a little like this. Yeah, so now it looks better. Okay, but 300 px is a little less. Let's make it 500 px. Yeah, now it's better. Just let's center it. So margin 0 auto, right? So now it is centered. Okay, so this section is done. So now after that, I'll create a box below it that has your educational qualification. So let's just give this div a name as box. So coming here in my section, after this p, I'll create a div class is equal to box. Okay, so box, let's give some styling to this box. So dot box, first thing I want is margin top 20 px, some margin from the top. Then width, I want it to be 100%. Let's see how it comes around. Then height, I want to be 500 px. Background color, I want hash FFF. Okay. So yeah, my box is fine. Just that I don't want width 100%. Let's make it width 80% and see how it turns out to be. Yeah, so but let's just center it as well. So margin left auto, margin right auto. Okay. So yeah, this is my box for my educational qualifications. Uh, you guys are following along, right? Rizwan is asking why can't we use text align in .edu? Uh, .edu was like p tag, right? Or is it was a div? I forgot. Yeah, it was a p tag. So like, why do you actually want to use? Or okay, like okay, to center it, let's try text align. Actually, this is already a text. Let's see if it works. I'm not sure. It won't work actually. So that is why I didn't use it at once, like from the starting itself, right? So it won't. Then like Rahul is asking when are we using opacity? Okay, so we have used opacity to like opacity is something like you understand the property transparent, right? Like the word transparent. So if you have something transparent, you can see like on both side of it, from both side of it. And if a substance is opaque, you cannot see. So similarly, opacity is a property like if you will make it 0, then this text will entirely be invisible. If you will make it 0 0.5, then it will be less darker. If you will make 1, it will be complete black. Okay, so yeah, that is why we are using okay. So then we still have 20 minutes. So yeah, in 20 minutes I think I will be able to complete this portion. So we have university of name and then certificate. Okay, so let's inside the box, what to do is div class is equal to uh, institute details. Okay, and another, I'm giving I only right now here, and another div class is equals to certificate details. Okay, and I'll give C over here. And this box I am going to give display flex, so that flex. Okay, and I'll give justify content space evenly. Now if I go and refresh over here, I get my I and C over here, right? So yeah, let's also give it some padding. So I would like to give padding 50 px throughout again. So yeah, it is fine. Let's just give some style to our institute details and certificate details. So institute details should be something like this. Okay, so no styling actually. It's just that I can adjust the width of both of these. So institute details I would give width 20% of its parent, and dot certificate details is I'll give width 80%. Okay, so now if I see, yeah, so it aligns better. So now let's just add those text over here. So simply let's use some tags. So let's use the h2 tag inbuilt. So that would be university name. Okay, and here instead of C, just add h2 tag that says, let's copy these stuff only, certificate of web training. Okay, then in my p tag I will write this whole text. Mm, okay, let's refresh and see how it is coming along. uh, that is fine. The thing is, it is So certificate details. Mm, um, let's just fix this distance. So for that, I'll give this certificate details some margin left actually. So margin left 10 px if I give, it shifts. So yeah, better anyhow. And also I would like to give this p tag the same dot edu. So let's see, edu. If I give it, yeah, it looks better now, right? So the same thing actually now, this certificate details, right? So after that I can have a hr. Now I can make copies of this portion. So if after this I can have these copies, right? Oh, sorry, I did something wrong. uh so okay, this div class box is actually display flex. So for that I will have a div. Okay, and this div would end over here. Now if I make copies of this div, what? um my box is okay, display flex. No, I think what I can do is this and this are your display flex, so they will come next to each other. uh, Let me think, what can I do to manage this, like to add other divs below it. So in my box, instead of giving this display flex to my box, I can create another div inside it. So div class is equal to flex box. Okay, and this I will close over here, right? And I'll remove, like in my, I'll remove this display flex over from here and I'll give dot flex box display flex. Okay, yeah. So now let's just make some copies of this flex box div. So yeah, okay, let's have this. Let's see. Yeah, so I get this portion, right? So we can make more copies of this. Yeah. So my like education portion is sort of ready. Okay. You guys are following it, right? Someone, Utpal is asking, sir, format document, it's too confusing. Like this HTML document you're talking about. Okay. I haven't actually configured. Let's use Prettier for that. Okay. So now it is sort of formatted, like if you are able to see. Okay. Okay, so fine. If you guys are following after this, like we have limited time, so let's just very fast create one more portion, and that will be like this. Is your work history portion is like same, almost same as the education. So I won't be creating it. Let's just very fast create your projects portion. Okay, so I will be creating this projects portion now. So just follow along. So this div class section ends over here, right? So and above this section was what, main, but I don't want this main, I want to create another section over here. So div class section again. Okay, so in this section I would like to have your h1 that says projects. Let's see if it is coming. Yeah, as I expected, it is coming over here, projects. Okay, so after projects I will include that p tag, and that p tag will contain like some random data. So p class edu again, class edu, I'll use the same class, right? And I'll refresh and I see, yeah, it comes around here. So now below it I want the card system actually. So section, okay. So div class is equal to cards container, okay. So card container, inside that I want a div class cards, okay. Inside this I will have div class is equal to card, okay. So let's try this out. So cards container would be almost same as your box. So I'll use the same styling. So dot cards container. I'll remove this justify content that is not required anyhow at all. So yeah, cards container is ready. So after that, dot cards would be uh, display flex. Okay, then justify content start. Okay, then overflow would be scroll, and then width would be let's say 80% of the parent. Okay, and yeah, okay, so now dot card I would give. So this would be width. Let's say I'm making a card of 300 px by 300 px, height 300 px. Okay, then background color I'm using Dodger blue to see how it is coming along. Let's see. Yeah, so my card looks fine. Let's just make more copies of it, and also let's give some margin right and left. Margin left 20 px, margin right 20 px. So let's make copies of this card. So card, again card. Okay, let's have 3 copies. Yeah, also like let's give it shrink to be 0. So flex shrink 0. Yeah, so now it is scrolling, but I see this width of cards container is limited. So dot cards is 80%. Let's make it 100% only. Yeah, so now it's fine. It's sort of fine. Let's just reduce the height of this. I don't want this to be looking so big. So yeah, now the cards are ready. Okay, let's add some data in our cards. Okay, so to add some data in our cards, what I'll be doing is simply I can make use of p tag. So first thing I'll give is project one, like that. After that I'll give p project description, like that. So yeah, looks fine. After below this I can have some image if you guys want. So image src is equal to dot dot slash let's upgrade, then portfolio, then src, then let's use any of the image. Let's use the cv image. I'm not sure how, no, or let's see this image.svg what it is. I'm not aware actually. Yeah, so this is the image. So I need to style it. So let's style it over here only. Height, let's give it 50, and width, let's give it 50. It's too small. Let's make it 250 by 250. Now actually the height is becoming more. Yeah. So fine. That is fine. And also this card height is more, I guess. Let's make it 200 px. No. So for that, overflow x scroll. Something is going wrong. Yeah, it's fine now. So now let's just use the same data in other cards as well. And also we can increase the height to 200 and refresh. Yeah. So we can use the same data in other cards as well. So copy this, paste this over here, and paste this over here, right? So yeah, so your card section is also ready. So yeah, kind of your website is ready. You can like use the same thing and just modify the contents, like the same education. You can make work history the same, then projects, and then the projects will be same like your recommendations. Okay, like that you can just go ahead and create your own portfolio website, right? So I hope you guys like enjoyed it and followed it. If so, then I will be just telling you how to host it very fast now. So, okay. So, like you can use any of the free hosting services. So, free web hosting services. If you go on Google and just search for it, mm, I will find many. So, what I would prefer for you is 000webhost.com. Okay. So, this is where you can go, and then you can just click on get started and select the free sign up. Okay, and here you can log in with Google. That I will do after like closing my sharing, and I'll share again. So give me a minute. Yeah, so it is done now. uh, I have shared my screen again. So yeah, you can simply log in here and then just click on this create new site. Okay, so actually I have already one running, so that is why I wasn't able to create new. So what you can do is like you can create here, and then you will get something like manage website here, right? So here in manage website, nothing you have to do. You just have to click on manage website, then go to the file manager. Where is the, yeah, so this is the file manager. Um, Go to the file manager. Yeah. So inside this public HTML folder, if you go inside this, you can add your files like your index.html and your style.css, right? If you add those files and just upload it, that's it. Your work would be done, and your like website would be hosted, right? And this is completely free service, so you can try it along, right? Thank you. So thank you everyone for joining these 5 days bootcamp, and this is now kind of over. If you liked it, enjoyed it, and you think you got to learn something, you can surely enroll into the full stack developer course in Let's Upgrade. Right, we have an offer running also right now, so that is 20% off. That is amounting to around 7,000 rupees discount, so that you can take it right now. Okay. Oh, so Ramana, you are asking about assignment. Then your assignment would be to just create this website on your own, if you wish to, if you want to try. Okay, okay, sir. Thank you. Interested a lot. Okay, thank you, Kagitha, Meghna. Rizwan is asking, can you show it is responsive? Yeah, it should be kind of responsive. Like I haven't covered every aspect of responsiveness, but yeah, most of them were covered. But the thing is, like, yeah, like I haven't added the style to my H1 and P tags, like the by default tags. Those of which I have added, those are kind of responsive. But yeah, it's not completely responsive. So considering the time constraint, I wasn't able to cover the responsive part of it. Nothing much has to be done to make it responsive, only that there are media queries that you need to write over in your CSS and just give the style over there, right? So like you just have to define at the rate media screen, and just write the max width, like max width, let's say 600 px, 700 px. And here you need to define, in this case, what needs to be the style of each of these elements, right? So then it will follow those styles when your screen size is reduced. Okay, so yeah, so that is how you would do it. Okay, thank you everyone. Thank you for, I hope you guys like this and you would be taking part in the full stack sessions. So yeah, thank you for joining along. Uh, Thank you and have a nice day. Let's meet soon again. Bye bye, all.